It's fascinating, isn't it? You look around at almost any field these days.
Mhm.
Launching a smartphone, overhauling a hospital, and what's the common thread?
Projects.
Exactly, projects. And how well they're managed really makes or breaks things. It feels like good project management is becoming this like universal skill.
Absolutely. We're definitely seeing a shift in how work gets done. More and more, it's structured around specific projects, right? Each with its own goals, its own timeline.
Which perfectly tees up what we're really digging into today. The project management professional or PMP certification. We've been looking at info from CertPassCenter to get a clearer picture of what this credential actually means.
Yeah, think of the PMP as the global gold standard for project management skills. It's offered by the Project Management Institute, PMI. It basically validates that you've got the skills, the experience to actually lead projects well.
Right, so it's more than just a line on your resume. It's saying, hey, I know how to do this.
Uh,
And the numbers seem to back this up. PMI research, I think, suggests something like 88 million project-related jobs globally by 2027. That's huge.
It is a staggering number, and it really highlights why skilled project managers are, well, so in demand everywhere.
Yeah.
The PMP certification really acts as that badge of professional excellence in this, increasingly project-focused world. And this boom in project work, it's not random. It's driven by complexity, by agile approaches, breaking big things into smaller, manageable projects.
Okay, so we've got a good handle on what the PMP is. But who exactly benefits from getting it? Is it just for people with project manager literally in their job title?
Oh, not at all. I mean, sure, traditional project managers are definitely a key group, but the PMP has value for a surprisingly wide range of roles. We're talking IT managers overseeing tech rollouts, team leads guiding specific efforts, analysts defining requirements, consultants brought in for project expertise, even project sponsors, the people championing the project from above.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, if you're leading any kind of team or initiative with clear goals and deadlines, knowing these principles seems like a real advantage.
Precisely. And the sources we looked at also mentioned software developers. They're often key team members, right? And, of course, people actively aspiring to become project managers. It's really for anyone who wants a solid grasp of the PMBOK guide. That's the Project Management Body of Knowledge Guide, sort of the foundational text, or anyone serious about passing the actual PMP exam.
Okay, so someone decides, right, I'm going for this. What kind of training are they looking at? What are the main things the PMP curriculum covers?
The training is pretty thorough. It's designed to cover the whole project life cycle, from starting up right through to closing down. It usually starts with a basic intro to project management and then dives deep into specific knowledge areas needed for successful delivery.
Okay, so give us a peek at those key areas.
Well, you start with project integration management. That's basically about coordinating all the moving parts, the glue holding it together.
Right.
Then there's project scope management, defining exactly what the project is and, just as importantly, what it isn't. Project schedule management and project cost management. Well, those are about keeping things on time and on budget. The classic constraints.
Yeah, the time-money balancing act we all know.
Exactly. Then you've got project resource management, which is about getting and managing everything you need, people, materials, you name it. Project quality management ensures the output meets the required standards. Project communication management, absolutely vital for keeping everyone in the loop. And project risk management, spotting potential problems early and figuring out how to handle them.
Wow, sounds like you definitely need to wear a lot of different hats.
You really do. The training also covers project procurement management, so dealing with outside vendors and contracts. And finally, project stakeholder management. That's all about identifying, engaging, and managing everyone affected by the project. Team, users, everyone. The people side is woven through everything.
That really shows the breadth of knowledge needed. Okay, now for those thinking about the exam itself, what does the PMP exam actually look like? Format, cost, those kinds of practical details.
Sure. So the exam itself is officially the PMP certification exam.
Mhm.
Cost-wise, PMI members usually pay around $405 US. Non-members, it's typically $655. So yeah, it's a significant investment, which underlines why preparing properly is so important.
Definitely an investment, yeah. And the format, is it just standard multiple choice questions?
It's a bit more varied now. Multiple choice is still the main part, yes, but you can also get multiple response questions where you pick more than one answer, fill in the blanks, matching, even hotspot questions where you click on part of a diagram. In total, you're looking at 180 questions.
And how long do you get for those 180
We
questions?
have 230 minutes, so just under 4 hours. It's a decent chunk of time. But, with 180 questions, managing your time during the exam is really key.
Makes sense.
And it's offered in a whole load of languages, which really speaks to its global nature. You take it in authorized peer testing centers.
Okay, good practical stuff. Now, the content.
Hmm.
We heard the exam domains changed a few years back. What are the main areas it focuses on now?
Yeah, that's right. The structure shifted back on January 2nd, 2021. It went from 5 domains down to 3 main ones. The first is people, and that makes up 42% of the exam. This is all about the human side. Things like managing conflict, leading teams effectively, supporting performance, empowering stakeholders, training, team building, removing roadblocks, negotiation, collaboration, building understanding, managing virtual teams, setting ground rules, mentoring, emotional intelligence. It really emphasizes those leadership and interpersonal skills.
Right, it's clear they recognize projects are delivered by people ultimately.
Absolutely. The second domain, and the biggest one, is process. That's 50% of the exam. This gets into the real nitty-gritty of doing the project. Stuff like delivering with urgency, managing communications, handling risk, engaging stakeholders, planning budgets and resources, planning schedules, quality planning, scope planning, integrating everything, managing changes, procurement, managing project artifacts, selecting the right methodology like Agile or waterfall governance, managing issues, knowledge transfer, and finally, project closure. It's the mechanics of running the project. That sounds like the real nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
Okay, and the last domain. The third one is business environment, and that's 8% of the exam. This looks at how the project connects to the bigger picture, the organization. So managing compliance, making sure the project delivers the intended value, dealing with how the external business environment affects things, and supporting organizational change related to the project. It links the project to strategy and the outside world.
Okay, that paints a really clear picture of the exam content. Now, before someone can even sign up for this exam, are there specific requirements, prerequisites they need to meet?
Yes, definitely. There are basically 2 main paths, depending on your education. Option 1 is if you have a secondary degree, like a high school diploma, or an associate's degree. For this path, you need quite a bit of experience. 60 months, so 5 years, leading and directing projects, plus you need 35 hours of formal project management education, or you need to already hold the CAPM certification, that's the Certified Associate in Project Management.
Wow, 5 years is substantial. What's the other path for people with, say, a bachelor's degree?
Right. Option 2 is for those with a 4-year bachelor's degree. For them, the experience requirement is a bit less. It's 36 months, so 3 years, leading and directing projects. But they still need those 35 hours of project management education or the CAPM cert. So that 35-hour training piece is always required, regardless of your degree or experience level.
That makes sense. Ensures everyone has that foundational knowledge. Okay, so for the learner listening in, maybe weighing this up, what are the real tangible benefits of getting PMP certified? Why go through all the effort?
Well, the upsides are pretty significant, and they can really boost your career. Like we mentioned, that high demand often means better pay and more job opportunities globally. The PMP itself is a huge mark of credibility. Employers see it and know you have a demonstrated ability to manage complex projects effectively. That often comes from knowing you understand the standard practices.
So it's a strong signal to employers then.
Exactly. Plus, getting certified means you learn and use a common project management language. That's incredibly useful when you're working on diverse teams, maybe international teams, where clear communication is just critical.
Mm-hmm.
And the salary potential, that's a big draw. Lots of studies show PMP holders can earn, maybe 20% more on average than non-certified folks. That often reflects the higher responsibility levels.
That's a really powerful financial point.
It is. And beyond money, you get global recognition within this huge network of PMP professionals. You're part of a community, which is great for networking, sharing knowledge. And maybe most importantly, the process itself equips you with solid skills, communication, leadership, problem solving, managing time and money effectively.
Yeah.
All essential for project success. Oh, and it also shows commitment because you have to keep learning, earn professional development units, PDUs, to maintain the certification. It encourages staying current.
So it's not just a one and done thing, it's ongoing professional growth.
Okay, now.
We came across the term PMP dumps in our research. That sounds a bit Well, shady. What are they exactly, and how should people think about using them?
Yeah, that's a really important question, and you definitely need to be cautious. PMP dumps are basically collections of questions and answers. People claim they're from past exams, sometimes even current ones. The idea, I suppose, is that studying them helps you get familiar with the exam format and question types.
Okay, so like a shortcut to figuring out the exam.
In a very limited way, maybe they offer some exposure to the style. But there are huge drawbacks and serious ethical questions, especially if they come from sketchy sources. Look, some reputable training providers might include sample questions that resemble past exam questions in their materials, but those are meant as extra practice, to reinforce what you've learned, not as the main way to study.
Right, so definitely a handle with care situation.
Absolutely. The core problem is the PMP exam tests your understanding and application of project management concepts, not just rote memorization. Relying only on dumps which might be wrong, outdated, or ethically sourced just won't give you the critical thinking skills you need. And using dodgy materials could even risk your certification status entirely. It's really crucial to tell the difference between these unreliable dumps and legitimate PMP practice tests. Good practice tests simulate the real exam and test your actual understanding. They're much, much more valuable.
That makes total sense. The focus should be on really learning the material through good training and using trustworthy practice tests.
Yes, exactly. Finding a reputable training organization that offers comprehensive teaching, realistic mock exams, good study materials based on the PMBOK guide, and proper coaching, that's the most effective and, frankly, ethical way to prepare.
Okay. Now, our source for today's CertPassCenter is one of those providers. What do they emphasize about their service, their approach to helping people get the PMP?
CertPassCenter highlights a few key things. They mention a 100% success rate since 2024, which they link to their experienced experts. They also have this quite unusual payment after passing policy. Basically, you only pay their fee after you've passed the exam. And they also say they'll cover the cost for your next exam attempt if you don't pass the first time using their program.
Wow, that certainly shows a lot of confidence in their methods.
It does suggest confidence, yeah.
Hmm.
They also talk about 24/7 support, keeping things secure and confidential, having a large portfolio like over 600 certifications, not just PMP, and responding quickly. Their process seems pretty straightforward. Choose your cert, connect with them, they help with scheduling, or you handle it, you pass, get confirmed, and then you pay their fee.
So they position themselves as a kind of end-to-end support partner for getting certified.
Exactly. It gives you an idea of the types of services out there for people aiming for the PMP.
All right, we've definitely covered a lot of ground today.
So,
To kind of wrap it all up, what are the main takeaways for someone listening, trying to absorb all this about the PMP?
I think the key thing is that the PMP certification is genuinely valuable. It's respected globally, it signifies real expertise in project management. Yes, it takes work, it takes proper preparation, but the potential rewards, career advancement, better earning potential, professional recognition, they're substantial. It shows you're serious about excellence in a really critical field.
Absolutely. It sounds like a really worthwhile investment for anyone serious about a career in project management or even roles where those skills are becoming more and more important.
And it just highlights that trend we started with, doesn't it? The growing, undeniable importance of managing projects well in today's world.
So here's a final thought for you, our listener, to maybe mull over. Given this shift towards project-based work everywhere, how might getting a deeper understanding of these project management ideas, even if you're not aiming for the full PMP right now, give you a competitive edge in your own work? What specific skills we talked about, maybe better communication, handling risk, engaging stakeholders, really resonate with the challenges you're facing right now? Definitely something worth thinking about.